Welcome back to my computer duders. It is time once again. I guess it's been a while, hasn't it? I guess I was burned out on this game because when you play something for 10 years, that kind of happens. Jesus, I have been playing this for a decade. I can't even be nostalgic about it because I was an adult when I started playing. Although adult might be a strong word. So why have I started playing again? That's a question that I'm asking myself right now. Ostensibly, the answer is because version 1.4 is out. So it's possible to generate worlds with most of the new ocean content, like coral reefs and visible fish and dolphins. And if you turn on experimental, also little baby turtles. Little baby turtles that'll break your heart. Um, I have not started from scratch because if I did, the first 2 or 3 videos would have just been of me grinding my way up to iron tools, which is every Minecraft video series starts that way. That's not fun to watch. Or maybe I don't have the right kind of autism for that to be fun to watch. I don't know. But I've skipped most of that. I have my iron tools now. I have a bed, so you don't have to watch me endure long ass nights. I'm smelting some glass. I almost have everything I need to seek out pussy. Now, seek out an ocean and build a small starter habitat, which I'm excited to do. There's actually a reason, a legit reason to build underwater habitats now, because there's shit in the ocean that you can go and harvest, and you can make like a kelp farm. You can farm kelp, and you can go out and like grab fish and murder fish with your fucking fists, the way that our glorious forefathers used to back in the 1920s. Will sexy Bane make an appearance? I'd like to leave that up to mystery. I don't want to promise anything. I want to be special. If it happens, I want to be special. I thought what we had was special. But then you ran off with that trollop Skeletor. It is true. I did betray Bane for Skeletor. I was thinking to myself recently why my sense of humor seems to consist entirely of sexualizing like cartoon cereal mascots or characters from cartoons from the 1980s. Like I just took it for granted that was funny before, but really why do I do that? Why is my brain that fucked up? And the answer I arrived at was that at a formative stage in my development as a young lad, I want to say 3 or 4, I remember looking at the B on the box of Honey Nut Cheerios and thinking, like, I bet he has a penis. Because I was still at the age where I didn't really understand that cartoon characters weren't real. I thought that they just had a cartoon world they lived in and that they were actors, like paid actors who would do commercials for money. And then like the bee would go back home to his bee wife, like in Bee Movie without Seinfeld. So I was like, logically, I have a penis. That bee is a male. He must have a bee penis, and he must poop. I poop, therefore he poops. And for some reason, that started a love affair with trying to apply real world, like human logic to characters that were only ever designed to promote a toy or cereal. Like try to imagine Tony the Tiger as a sexual being with like a sexual. Actually, furries already do that. Never mind, that's not so weird. But like a character that's not readily sexualizable, like the leprechaun from Lucky Charms. Like try to imagine his O face. Or try to imagine him like squeezing out a huge dump. Oh, oh, it's coming out now. Oh, it's coming out. Oh, it's poking out. Oh, heart, stars, and horseshoes. Oh, why is that coming out of my rectum? I try to imagine like Tony the Tiger taking a shit. Because logically, if these are real characters, they would need to poop sometime. That was my reasoning as a child. I didn't appreciate like how disturbing that was to adults. You okay in there, Tony? Oh, I'm great. Ugh. Probably Tony would have big shits because if you eat nothing but like Frosted Flakes cereal, that's a fiber heavy diet, so you're gonna have really solid stool. But anyways, this train of thought led me in. I forget which grade I was in. I want to say I was a toddler, so I forget what grade that is. Um, Led me when we were told to draw a picture of our favorite characters. To draw a picture of the Ninja Turtles without their clothes on. I thought that turtle shells were just clothing that turtles could take off, and they had anatomically correct penis and testicles because of course they did, and they were taking dumps inside their turtle dojo. Don't look at me. I still don't fully understand myself. But the teachers really did not understand. That was my first of many trips to the child psychologist. This is not a very exciting episode. Yeah, I was then challenged to explain why I had drawn anatomically naked Ninja Turtles taking a dump, and I didn't understand anatomy yet. I didn't understand how intestines worked or where poop really came from. I hadn't yet made the connection that it's what we turn food into. So my idea of the Ninja Turtle intestine was like a spiral outward, and then it connects to the butt at this end, and at the very core of the spiral in the middle is like a black hole, or it's a white hole from the poop dimension. There's a black hole in the poop dimension that sends poop into our intestines, and then it spirals outward until it exits our buttocks. Don't look at me. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't even know if that's attributable to autism. Like, I don't know what special kind of autism would make you do that. I'm still playing Minecraft a decade later, though, so clearly I'm not a well man. Perhaps Sexy Skeletor will also return. Nya! Or not. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen with your imagination. Fucking Notch. I can't believe it took. How long did it take him after he took that scuba vacation to actually add any real aquatic content? Because remember that? Remember when he was in his holy shit, I'm rich now, I'm going to stop working on Minecraft and go on vacations all the time stage of his life? Because he thought that would make him happy? Not realizing that the fat will also always make him unhappy no matter where he goes. And he was like, I have a great idea for my scuba vacation. I'm going to add aquatic content to Minecraft. And I was like, yes, oh my God. And then it was just squids. It was just squids. It was just squids. And to add insult to injury, the deep ocean biome, although I appreciate the deeper water, was then made all gravel. So it became impossible to harvest your own sand from the biome in which you naturally want to build underwater structures. Fast forward 5 fucking years, I think, and now we're actually getting a bunch of stuff that should have been in the game like right after that announcement. We're getting visible fish, we're getting kelp, we're getting dolphins, but not sharks for some reason, and we're getting turtles. I think it's a pretty good selection. I would rather have seen. Um, I'd rather squid and octopi be different things, for one thing. I would like crabs and starfish. This is a good start, though. This is a good start. It's probably the last big update we're going to see for a while, though, because there's a lot of stuff in it. Oh, I could just hold on. This will not speed up the smelting, however. But what do you mean bed is too far? Fuck you. There we go. Here we go. I'm surprised that it let me do that because Usually there are zombies outside when it's storming like that and it's nighttime. All right, that's not great. I need to basically I need as much glass as I can possibly get, and then I'm gonna have to go. I think I can leave here. I think if I mine nearby, it shouldn't be a problem. I need to get stone brick. That's the other thing I need to really get started. This is good enough. This is this is fine. It's fine. So Jesus, what all has fucking happened in my life? I moved. I moved to a totally new house across the. I guess I'm not across the river. I'm still on the same side of the river. I thought I was gonna move across the river. So that ate up all my time, all my money, and all my resources and attention, which is why the video stopped. Also because I didn't have proper internet. I was using my phone for internet, which is adequate when you're traveling or like camping. But then I needed to save up my pennies so I can get financially reestablished enough to where I could think about getting fiber internet, which I did, and it turns out I'm getting ripped off. I just went for the first thing I saw. And I'm paying $80 a month for fiber when I could be paying 65, which will probably rectify fairly soon. I think I'm just going to call them and be like, what's to stop me from switching over to this other company, and hopefully they'll price match. And if they don't, then fuck you, CenturyLink. I'm going to go over to Step House. But yeah, that was a huge change in my life. And getting like everything, it's like transplanting an organ. It's like taking your brain out of one body and putting it into a different body. And not even like a sexy girl body. Not that I've ever wanted to do that. I understand there are some people who do. Like most of Tumblr. Nobody ever wants to be an ugly girl. Or like even a plain looking girl. They always want to be super hot. Like all the trannies I've ever seen go way overboard with like makeup and trying to be like super attractive, which I guess is a normal human thing, but it reminds me of how furries never want to be boring animals. Like there's no barnacle furry, there's no crab furry, there's no, they always want to be like wolves and dragons and cool shit like that. Man, the future is weird and stupid. This is not what I thought the future would be. I mean, I guess the virtual reality part is. I thought there'd be a VR a fuckload sooner than this. But I didn't anticipate all this weird sex shit coming out in the open. Like, this is the stuff people used to just masturbate to on, like, GeoCities fan sites. Back in my day! Whatever, I guess that's the future, though. Oh, yeah, since then, blogging now pays the bills. That's a pretty fucking big, significant development. I didn't see that coming. Which I'm glad it does, because there was basically nothing else I was going to be able to do to make a living. I'm not really psychologically suitable for any other line of work other than pouring my brain out onto a page and attracting the freak show crowd to come gawk at it. I have no idea when I started playing. This might be a long episode. That's kind of the thing when you have a line of work, if you could even call it work, where I don't have to show up anywhere at a certain time. I could just be naked. I could be naked right now. Oh, does that entice your wiener? But yeah, it fucks with your perception of time. And it fucks with your ability to be responsible because you don't have any structure in your life. You can just do whatever you want whenever you want as long as you get 4 articles written per day, which is not difficult. That's the only special ability I've ever had, is the ability to churn out large volumes of very high quality writing on any topic. I could just write about boogers if I wanted to. I could like fill 10 pages with the most like exquisite prose and thought-provoking commentary on the history of human fascination with boogers that you've ever seen. Because that's what I used to do. I used to write people's papers for money. In like high school, community college. It's not some big crime. Shut up. It's either that or be bullied into doing it anyways. Those mountains look fucking dope. There's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of changes. This is pretty good. I'm gonna go wander into that water to take a closer look at the new fish. I haven't seen more than one type so far. I think there are tropical fish, but there's also freshwater fish. So I don't think there's just one fish model. I think there's just one that you can find in lakes. Here you go, little buddy. Finding Nemo. I found you, and I'm gonna kill you. They never say that's what happens when you find Nemo. When will Nemo find himself? Like his sexual identity? When will the movies address that question? Like, who is Nemo, really, to himself? Probably there actually is like an emo webcomic about Nemo going on a journey of self-discovery somewhere. I don't put anything past the internet anymore. I hate the internet so much. It was such a mistake. And there's a reason why you usually see me playing offline. Because then the only other characters you run into can't talk, which is a big improvement. Hehe, stealth murder. Stealth murder! Stealth murder! Oh, what happened to your friend? Would you like to join him? Yes, apparently you would. Hehe, double stealth murder. All is well and fun and gay. Doing some stealth murders today. How gay is it? Like you've only dreamed of. Yeah, probably if you're in the same age range as me. For one thing, you have like a real job, so you're not going to be watching this. But you remember how in the 1980s, just everything was just relentless marketing to kids. Everything was monetized. Like kids were just fucking bombarded with different characters that you could buy the action figures of, and then you could buy their vehicles and you could buy their play sets. Just random shit. Like there were these ones where their faces were holograms, like hologram stickers, so you could tilt the action figure like one way or the other, and it would turn into a different character. And it was like 3D. And there were the ones where it was Cowboys of Moon Mesa, where it was just like Street Sharks but with cows in an Old West setting. Like after Ninja Turtles blew up, everybody started to do Street Sharks, Cowboys of Moon Mesa, Biker Mice from Mars. Fucking everybody was doing that formula for a while. Which was kind of fucking awesome if you were a kid, if you had like an allowance and could afford any of the toys. But some of those things were like just stupid. Like Toxic Avengers. Like why in retrospect those were so awesome at the time, but why did I want them? Why did I want to spend money on plastic? Glow in the dark plastic shaped like a disfigured man who has had a toxic waste accident. It made perfect sense at the time. I couldn't tell you why now. Or Street Sharks, although those did have the line of puppets where you can like open and close their mouths using your hand, and also they had like arms so you could make the puppets punch each other. That was kind of cool. It just makes me dread like if ever the condom breaks and I have a kid, um, that my kid is just going to start asking for retarded shit he saw on TV. Like, hey, Dad, I want you to buy me Ninja Power Chickens. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Ninja Power Chickens? That's stupid. No, it isn't, Dad. It's awesome. They're chickens, and they have ninja power. And I'll like patiently try to reason with him why that's the dumbest thing in the world, like a huge hypocrite, like the huge hypocrite that I am. Then again, you can only really enjoy toys when you're a kid. I guess, although I guess some people remain toy collectors into adulthood. I haven't sunk to that depth yet. I don't really see the appeal of because when video games exist, what's the point of toys? The whole point of toys is so you can act out different scenarios as an expression for your imagination, right? Right? I mean, that's what I assume. But if you look at something like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, it's basically just a very primitive physical video game. Once actual video games exist, what's the point of that? Oh, I wish the smelting would happen faster. Fuck. It's slow. It's going to take up this whole episode. I really should just skip this episode and skip to one where I have all the resources I need to start building. The problem with that is inevitably I'm going to need more resources from land. So there's, no matter what I do, there's going to be episodes which are nothing but resource gathering and hopefully not smelting. Hopefully I can get smelting set up in its own little module on the seabed and then just leave it going while I'm on land gathering more shit. And eventually I'll cross the threshold and not have to go to land anymore, which will be a huge relief because that reduces, that takes travel time out of the wasted time category. Why would I want an eyeball? Oh, I guess I have enough to make a bow now. I should do that. Oh, yes. Delicious lamb meat. You know what I always say, that the cuter the animal, the more tasty the meat. I've actually never said that before now, so I don't blame you for not remembering it. Shit, I'm almost out of my fucking pickaxe. How did that go so quickly? Have I forgotten how quickly, how fragile tools are in this game, or has there been a change? I don't think I'm going to be able to make enough stone brick in this episode for the starter habitat either. Ooh, shit. Oh, I didn't think of making scissors. I should have made scissors. I need scissors to gather leaf blocks, and I need lots of them. So probably episode 2 is going to be mining too. You're not actually going to see a sea base for a long time. So I guess stop watching this and don't watch any further episodes. This is why I'm not in marketing. Because there, I really, 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 really should have made a pair of shears instead of that pickaxe. Really? Okay. This game is so realistic, it just lets me lie in bed all day like I do in real life. I realize I'm one of the lucky ones. Like, I don't have to, like, 90% of what makes a job shitty is not a problem for me. I don't have to, I don't have a boss. If I piss somebody off on the internet, they can't get me fired. I don't have to go anywhere in the morning, in the like early ass hours of the morning. I don't have to sit in a cubicle. I don't have to wear a suit. At the same time, there's other things that make it shitty because I get paid in crypto. So I have had some narrow scrapes where crypto dipped severely. The one I get paid in, like right when rent was due. And I've calculated it. I didn't move into the more expensive situation until I had enough to where even if it dipped severely low, I could still pay my rent and utilities. But the thing is, there's not much left after that in the absolute worst case scenario. I was really relying on it remaining fairly stable and healthy. And honestly, if it were to take off the way that Ethereum did, I would be made. I'd be set for life. I'd be wealthy. I would not be making these videos, I can tell you that much. I'd be getting blown 6 ways from Sunday by a whore dressed as a cookie monster. Because men have unusual needs that they don't have to justify to anyone if they're wealthy enough. You can't tell me you never saw the Cookie Monster and thought about putting some cookie dough on your dick and just letting him go to town. Just ravage you. Only me? All right. Well, then it was a test. I was testing you. Good job, you're not depraved. Fuck, finally. God damn. Okay. Hold on. Is 64 even enough to make the starter habitat? I think it is. I don't want to promise anything because every time I've ever promised anything in my life, it was a disappointment to myself and everyone who knew me. I should keep that. It actually takes a little bit of effort to mine those. I now need to head off in search of iron so I can make some shears. Then I can gather leaf blocks, and I should really just take this door for myself. Thank you for your donation, kind plebeians. I think I've probably been in here more than an hour already. I'm going to call it quits pretty soon here. And if you feel insufficiently entertained, I invite you to apply to get your money back at the website I don't have for the money you didn't spend. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.